Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jarrell Henry. I am back again with another episode of the Inappropriate Effect. Now, as y'all know, I bring y'all in so y'all can see me record these things in live time. Last week, I messed up a few times. Y'all got to see that. This week, I'm gonna try and go straight through. I think I took some dope notes to where I can read off and not mess up. But who knows? I always mess up, so it's all good. It's about, man, my stove say about 11 o'clock. I'm tired. I get up at 4:30 to hit the gym at 5. So I'm gonna knock this out, y'all. I'm gonna knock it out. It's gonna be crazy. This is probably one of my favorite episodes simply because I'm about to start talking about, I don't want to break down what I'm about to start talking about. I want y'all to hear what I'm talking about. So, as always, like and subscribe, share this video, man. Tell your people about the inappropriate effect. And I might just cut this off a little early just so y'all can head over to the podcast networks, whichever one you listen to, Apple, Google. I'm on all of them. Go to it, listen to the inappropriate effect, the polished version, the podcast version on the podcast networks, man. I'm just getting started, y'all. It's going up. I'm getting better and better. I'm excited, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna put these headphones on and I'm gonna get started. Of course, I got my two laptops, my mic. Showtime, I got the bang just so I can bang this out. A bang. I'll put y'all in. I'll put y'all in every episode. All y'all gotta do is rock with me. Endorsement? Can we do an endorsement bang? Please. But all right, man, y'all. I'm about to get going on this, man, because I'm excited. I'm amped up about this episode. So let's get started. Headphones first. Mic check, mic check, mic check on a weak ass nigga. Probably can't say that on YouTube. It is what it is. Mic check. Is my levels hot? Mic check, mic check. You all good, Jarrell? Mic check, mic check. I'm ready. I'm reloaded. Man, this bang hitting. It's got me so hype. It's got me so hype. I don't know how I'm gonna go to sleep. But anyways, let's get started. Let's do this. Yo, everybody, what's good? It's your boy Jarrell. I'm back with another dope episode of the Inappropriate Effect podcast. I hope that y'all tuned in last week, man, because I got into breaking down my journey. We started at that point. I believe we were talking about establishing roots, and I'm gonna pick up exactly where I left off there. So if you have not heard last week's episode, I encourage you to go back and listen to that because I'm breaking down. Before I can go to any other topics, I have to talk about the times that it took me to get to this point and to this podcast. So before I go, like I said, before I go to any other topics, I'm going to break down my journey in LA because I believe it's a beautiful journey and I believe it's going to help some people. So again, go back and listen to that last episode, man. It's dope. It's got some gems in there as well. Without further ado, I'm not going to dive directly into this because I have got some feedback. People told me that they love when I talk about my week and everything. So just to keep this consistent, Jarrell, what are you doing this week? Well, I'm still fasting. As y'all can see, my face probably skinny. I got this hat on because my hair is atrocious. I don't get a haircut when I'm fasting. I got facial hair. Y'all know I keep the little baby face. I never had facial hair because it don't quite connect right and my friends be tearing me up about it. So I typically shave it off. But yeah, so I'm still fasting. It's going great. My body's great. I've been working out. I'm 6 days consistent with that. I feel great. My prayer life is beautiful. My goals, I'm knocking them off the list. I'm knocking them off the list day by day. My energy level is through the roof. I can't sleep more than about 4 hours a night now. And I love that because I get to get a lot done. Remember I told y'all we was going to start this little book club type thing. So tell me what y'all reading this week. Y'all got to let me know. So give me some book recommendations. I'm all about this reading journey that I'm on. I'm going for, what did I tell my mom? I said I was going for like 70 books this year. I don't know if that's possible, but with the way audiobooks is set up and how much time I spend in the car, I'm pretty sure I can knock that out because I'm like 5 books in already and it's 1 month. So what I'm reading this week is the Bernie Mac book. It's called Maybe You Never Cry Again by Bernie Mac. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an episode where I talk about all of my influences in comedy. Bernie Mac, if you don't know, he's my favorite comedian of all time. Of all time. That's my favorite comedian, man. I love Bernie Mac's delivery, his rawness, and in his book, Maybe You Never Cry Again, he gets to talking about his journey and his upbringing. And man, it just reminds me so much of my pops, because I don't know if I told y'all this, but my dad is hilarious. He's the funniest person I ever met. So Bernie Mac reminds me of him simply because my dad, I think he influenced my dad too, because he always trying to like mimic his voice and everything. I remember that growing up vividly. My dad would always try and talk like him. I remember when he used to pick us up from my mother's house. This was when I was super young. My mom was still living in Indiana. He would pick us up and we'd get in the car. He'd be like, "Who you with?" And we'd be like, "Daddy." I don't know how I remember that. I was like 3 years old, maybe five or six. I don't know. I was young. And but yeah, man, Bernie Mac is my favorite comedian just because he reminded me of my dad when I was younger, but his delivery, man, the things that he talk about, the way he relates his life to his comedy. I can talk about Bernie Mac for days, but I'm not gonna do that on this episode. I just wanted to let y'all know what I was reading, which is his book, Maybe You Never Cry Again. Y'all should check that out, man. That book that's beautiful. And then if you do it on audiobooks, it's Bernie Mac actually reading it. So I got a little sad, man, hearing his voice, because like I said, he was a big reason why I got into comedy, just listening to the Kings of Comedy and watching the Bernie Mac show, which was one of my favorite shows. One of my boys bought me the whole set for Christmas one year. Shout out my boy Dave, man. He knows how much I love that dude, Bernie Mac, man. Let's see. Do I got anything else to share with you about my week? No, I do not. That is where we end the week, man. I want to get into this episode. It's still about embracing the journey that you're on. It's still about me talking about my journey. Last week, I left you off with establishing roots, which is what I had to do when I got here. I did that, knocked it out. I established the roots. Now I had to get into the reason why I actually came here, which was a whole nother season. I believe in the seasons of the journey. Like some seasons is going to be to establish the roots. After you establish your roots, you go into your next season, which is why it all matters for you. My next season and my journey was to start doing what I came to LA for. And we all know what I came to LA for. I came to LA to do comedy, but I also came to LA to act. Funny story about acting is I never told too many people that I wanted to act. I remember being a youngin'. I don't know. I think I told this story on another podcast, but in case you missed that, just to catch you up, I told my mom when I was young, I didn't want to play basketball no more. I wanted to act. It wasn't realistic back then, but my mom said, do it. But I kept it to myself, kept playing basketball. Life went on. I still had the itch. I moved to LA and it was time. I already told that story. You got to go back and listen to that episode. But yeah, established roots. Now I'm acting. Now I'm in my career. So when I first got to LA, everything came quick. It was easy. It was fast. I want to say right when I got into acting was my first project. I know what it was. My first project, I booked this short film. It was for Showtime. It was for the Showtime Outfest. Came to me quick. So look, about that, let me stop right here and tell you. When I heard about the Showtime Outfest from this guy, he had put me on. He had seen me on Instagram, some funny videos I used to do. He had seen me on Instagram. He was like, "Yo, I need you to be my lead in this," and I did it. He was like, "It's for Showtime Outfest." Cool. I had to shave my face. I had the butt naked face. It was creepy. I had the butt naked face, and I went home right when we got done filming. They ate me alive. I'm not going to talk about that. But so the Showtime Outfest, I didn't know at the time And listen, I'm not homophobic or anything like that. I love everybody. Anybody who knows me knows that. But I didn't know that the Showtime Outfest meant like Outfest. It was an LGBT project. I accepted the project, man. I got there. Ooh, man, they had me put on makeup. I had blush on. I remember I had blush on. We had this fake hair. We were portraying this rock band. I think it was called Hell. I think they were called Hell. I'm not 100% sure. That was like 5 years ago. But yeah, they were called Hell, man. We were portraying this rock band, me and a couple of other talented gentlemen. And man, I had to wear these platform boots. I still got those tucked away. Not the boots. I got the pictures still tucked away. But I booked that quick, man. And that's how my journey into acting started. Like, I remember at this time I'm still driving Uber because remember I had established my roots here. I was comfortable in staying here at this point, so I'm still driving Uber, and everybody's telling me in Uber, man, are you booking things? Are you, how quick is your journey going? Because they're all saying the same thing. They're like, that first year, you get booked quick. Everything keeps coming. It's like a dream come true. And they was like, but don't ride that high too long. I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna keep riding this high. The next project I booked immediately after that. I booked the project immediately after that. It was a short film for this guy named Ed, man. Ed, I want to shout you out, man, because you're the first person who told me how talented I was across multiple genres. I remember we filmed that project. It was, what was that project called? It's on my IMDb page. It was called Prisoner of the Moment. Prisoner of the Moment. I played a character called Daniel, and that was fun. I met some people who poured into me so beautifully. They gave me so much confidence. I had never been complimented that much for my acting. In between those first two projects, that's when I got deep into acting. I got to start to understand what it meant to be an actor. I started taking acting classes. I took acting classes at Spicer and Sturgis. That's the place where the reason I took those acting classes, and one thing, actors, if y'all gonna come out to LA to do this, everybody's gonna encourage you to get into classes, get into classes. I chose Spicer and Sturgis because I just Googled Will Smith's acting coach, that's his acting coach's school, so I did that. But I didn't last too long in acting classes simply because for me, I felt like I felt like they were teaching everybody the same techniques, but I had a different type of skill. And it's something about when everybody's telling me to do something and they're telling everybody to do something. There's something about that that tells me don't do it because you'll blend in, and I never want to blend in. I want to stand out in everything I do. So I was like, man, I'm not gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep relying on my instincts. I don't know if that paid off or not, but that's another story. I'm gonna keep going. So after I did the film with Ed, Ed put me in another film, and he loved what he loved the vision of what I could become. And again, I told you, he poured into me. Everybody there, they poured into me so much. They're the ones who gave me the confidence to like keep going. So I booked that. I did another film with Ed, like I said, and then immediately after that, I submitted for a role in Dolomite. If you haven't seen Dolomite Is My Name, starring Eddie Murphy, I actually got to see Eddie Murphy. I tell that joke in my stand-up, man, and it's hilarious because it's true. It is so true. I don't want to tell y'all the joke. I want y'all to go watch my stand-up. It's I'm Grown Now. It's on my YouTube page. It's on my YouTube page. I'm Grown Now. It's 50 minutes. Hilarious. Go check it out. I talk about this whole thing that I'm telling y'all about now in podcast form. I talk about it all in detail in a funny way on I'm Grown Now. So go check that out. But yeah, I did the Dolomite thing. After doing Dolomite, that made me kind of stop liking the game of acting in LA because I thought that it was a lot of people telling me to do what everybody else was doing. They were like, get on sets. That's how you meet people. Get on sets, get on sets, get on sets. Everybody starts in background, then they go to this. Everybody starts in this, then they go to that. Man, get out of here. That's what I told them. Get out of here. I don't want to be like everybody else ever and nothing. I don't want to blend in. I want to stand out, man. So I had being in background in Dolomite. I got to meet Eddie Murphy. It was dope. It was dope, man. It was like a dope experience because I got to see him. He was real. Like one of my idols in comedy, he was real. And I got to watch him do his thing up close and personal, man. And it was dope. It made me want more for myself. And it was tight. But I think Dolomite showed, like being on that set, it showed me that I wanted to be the star and I wanted it now. I just didn't know how to get to it. I had no idea how to catapult myself forward. Not to say quick, because I don't want to act like I'm skipping a step, but I didn't want to stay stagnant in that background role, because that's what they'll sell you on in LA. They want you to be a background person for 5-10 years or something. It's something weird, man. But they want you to be background just because that's how they keep the industry rolling. They need background workers. If that's what y'all cool with, you get paid a little money. If that's what you cool with, then that's what you're cool with. Me, I wanted to be a lead man. And the project that I booked immediately after that, I guess you can say booked, is with my boy Teddy. I'm sure y'all might have heard me say Teddy's name. If you haven't heard me say Teddy's name, I'm going to say it a lot moving forward, because that's one of my best friends, man. That's my boy Teddy, and the things that we have coming is going to be dope. But let me get to that first. So me and Teddy, Teddy put me in his project First Lady. Now, this is not my first time with a speaking role, but I was playing a crazy dude, so I got to test my range. And after filming that project, meeting one of the dopest actresses I've ever met in my life, Yeezy, Anye, man, one of the dopest people I've met in my life. Matter of fact, after having conversations with her, I really got this itch to act. But simultaneously, while having conversations with her, me and Teddy got to form this relationship, or this brotherhood. And I got to see him up close, because he wrote this thing, he's producing this thing, he's directing it, he's calling action. After that, he's gonna edit it. Like, man, you talking about watching somebody like a hawk. I watched Teddy do everything, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, how is this possible? How is he doing all of this? Man, Teddy took First Lady, and that's not his first project. But I watched him take First Lady from pre-production to post-production, and I think his edit, I don't think he's gonna release it, because I think he wants to do it, but I'll let him tell you that story. But man, I got an itch, yo, like no other. I was like, this is what I came to LA for. I came to LA to discover this. I want to be a creator in this aspect, man. And I stuck to Teddy like glue after that. I started absorbing everything he was doing. From there, we had a relationship before, because we both noobs. So we had talked a lot before. Like, we have done some little projects. We did a little Chris Brown spoof. We have done like little things like that. He was a cameraman for me before, because I knew that he could work the camera, but I didn't know that he could do all of this, like produce and write and put together his own film. I thought that was the tightest, dopest, craziest thing I've ever seen. I'd never heard of anybody doing that. I've never heard of an independent project before I moved to LA and before I watched Teddy do it. Listen, I'm telling y'all, to this day, I call Teddy 100 times a day to figure out how to do things. And just to keep the ball rolling, though, we had from his first project, check this out. I didn't even know these were real. We did a thing called a rap party, a rap. Like when we rapped, when we got done finished, we had a rap party and everybody was there. We had a good time. We took this picture. True story. We took this picture, the whole cast. We took this picture, and I looked at the picture, and I remember texting Teddy. I was like, "Yo, Teddy," I sent it because he sent me the picture. I sent him the picture, and I said, "Yo, Teddy, I want to write about this family. Can you see this family? Can you see the family that I see in this photo?" And he was like, "What you talk?" Hey, Teddy talks to me foul, y'all. I don't want to tell you what he said, but he basically asked me what I was talking about. But he's so rude, man. But anyway, man, that's where Blended was born. From a picture that was taken at the rap party from the vision that Teddy had created. And from there, man, I had Teddy walk me through writing, through pre-production, through putting the project together. He even filmed it, like he was the cameraman on the project. Man, we took that thing from pre-production to post-production. That was the first time we filmed Blended. That was the first. We actually ended up filming it twice. I'm gonna go into more detail about that journey a little later, because that's the next step into this. Remember, I'm gonna take y'all through my journey in LA and show y'all how the vision evolved before I get to telling y'all, giving y'all other little points. But that's how this was that season, man. But to go back to talking about my guy Teddy, and he has played an important role in my journey, man. Teddy showed me that I could do more. He showed me that I could do more. So just to let y'all know, when y'all are asking me all these questions about production and how you do this, and you're talking to me about the camera and angles and all this stuff, I want y'all to know I send it all to Teddy. He's the one who's answering your questions. I just text the answers back like I came up with it, because I give him enough credit. He's not about to get all of it. But that's who all the answers come from, man. But you know what? I am going to get Teddy on this podcast. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get him on this podcast so that we can talk about everything that we have coming, because together we got a lot of things coming. We have a lot of things planned. That's my business partner now in production. So we already filmed one project. Again, I'm not gonna talk about the project right now because I'm still building up the journey. But again, man, I just wanted y'all to see where it came from with my guy Teddy, man. That's my boy. That's my brother. So, but yeah, man, we got a lot of things coming, y'all. It's gonna be tight. I think because I'm talking about the future now, this is a good place to lead this episode. It got a little extended anyway, so this is a good place to lead this episode. I said this episode because, again, I'm telling you about the journey, but to summarize it all, I want you to know, one, for sure, that you got to be comfortable with allowing the vision to grow. When I came to LA, it was all about comedy, and the more that I dove into the journey, the more that I got established. When I established the roots, the more that the vision was able to grow. And it's all because I left where I was from and I got into a better place that allowed my mind to grow. And that's a key point in all of this, is the vision and embracing the season that you're in, because each season is going to mean something different, and it's going to grow you in its own right. And you can't skip steps in this process, because if you skip steps in this process, you're gonna miss something. And we all know what happened when you miss something in your process. It end up coming back around and you gotta start it all over. That's what happens. So embrace your journey, man. Embrace the seasons and continue to watch the vision grow. Again, this is a great place for me to stop on this one. I can't wait to to get Teddy on here so we can talk about that part of the journey. But I think on the next episode, I want to talk. No. I'm gonna save that. I got some heat, y'all. I got like 8 episodes like loaded for you. but I have to get to that point. I have to get through the journey because it's important for you guys to know who I am and how my mind got to the place that it currently is, because it wasn't always like this. I went through a wild time in LA. I told y'all on that first episode in Establishing Roots about almost getting kicked out of here. Well, guess what? Those wasn't the last times. I had some things happen, and I am going to share that on the next one. So y'all gonna have to just keep rocking with me, man. My journey is crazy. I hope you I hope that I'm pouring into y'all and giving you some hope on your journey, because I'm gonna be candid. A lot of people have been texting me, hitting my DMs, just saying that they love and they appreciate how open I have been, how vulnerable I've been on this podcast, man. I'm gonna give y'all all of me, always. Even in my comedy, I'm giving you me raw, because that's the only way I'm gonna help somebody. I can't pretend to be something I'm not. That's not gonna get me far in life, more importantly, but that's not going to allow you guys to connect with me in the way that I need you to connect with me, so that you can take my journey and apply it to your life. When I do these, I always envision myself talking to like my little cousins who are starting to start their lives. They're in high school. My nieces and nephews who are now in high school, who's starting their journey. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast, to give back to them, and other people who may not know me, but to give back, and so that other people can build upon my journey, man. Again, if I reach a few people, if I'm just supposed to be a bridge in life for the people back home to go further than I ever could, then I'm gonna be okay with that, because I started it. And boy, somebody connected to Jarrell gonna take this thing so far, and I'm gonna love it. Even if I ain't here to see it, I'm gonna love it. Just shout me out. Last thing that I want to tell y'all, man, is hit the website. Hit my website, JarrellHenry.com. I got some new merch that I'm about to upload on there. I need y'all to go cop that. But here's the thing. That old promo code is done. I'm done with it. I'm gonna upload a new promo code. The new promo code is still here. Still here is the new promo code for 50% off, which is my real prices. Still here. That's STILLHERE. Still here. I'm gonna keep doing this. I want y'all to get the merch at the prices that the 50% off, because those are the prices that I have in my head. But I need you to continue to listen to these podcasts and share it with people and bring more people in, man. Also, my boy Rich told me that it's important that I tell y'all to rate this podcast. Give me 5 stars if you listening to this on Apple Podcasts. I believe they're the only ones that do ratings. And if on any other platform they do ratings, give me the 5 stars if y'all love what I'm doing. Again, hit my website, JarrellHenry.com. Get that merch, because I got some other things that I need to get, man. Everything that you pour into me, I pour back into the craft, because I'm continuing to grow. I can't wait to tell you guys about some of the things that I'm about to start putting myself in position to build upon. It's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be dope, but this is where I leave you guys at. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, share. If you're listening to this on any podcast network, hit my social media at JarrellHenry_ and just share it to everybody. Tell them that what I'm doing over here. Tell them to come support me, man. I can only go as far as y'all take me. I love y'all so much. I want to thank y'all for always tuning in. Continue to give me feedback. Continue to help me grow this thing. Until next time, y'all, I love y'all. Peace. No, I can't end that right there. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not peace yet. Sunsy, I'm going to get that music for you. I promise. And a tight intro. Now I'm out. Peace. Hey, yo, YouTube. If y'all still here, I think I did it again. I think I got a dope one. Tap in with it. Go listen to it over on the podcast networks, man. Whichever one you listen to, just go listen to it for me, man. And go like and go share that. And then also tell them to come watch me on YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And YouTube, I'm out. Good night.